Hello, this is Fan Formula on the 19th of August. Our time is flying. Let's get on with the questions. It's the 11 down, 9 to go one. So I think it's the last week. Next week's the last week of the summer break. But we'll get on to question 1. HRT in their short spell so far in F1 have been known for changing their drivers mid-season. Do you think this is an option for the team, or will they opt to create continuity for the remainder of the season? Karthikeyan's place does not look safe at all. I think Pedro de la Rosa's place is safe. I think Karthikeyan's isn't, because he's just too far off Pedro's. And considering Kloss, who does a lot of test driving, whilst he's a fair way off Pedro's pace, at the same time though, considering he's very much a rookie and Karthikeyan's meant to be experienced, it's looking more and more in Kloss's favour. Or I can't remember what the Chinese driver, was it Mark Quinn? The Chinese driver, he might get a go, because they might change it just because for more sponsors. Because if they bring the Chinese driver, that's a huge market for HRT to open up into. I think maybe to improve the results, they need to change one of the drivers, more Karthikeyan than Pedro. At the same time, if there's great continuity, then they've got a good bed. If they start testing parts later for next year's car later on in the season, then at least they've got a good baseline for both drivers. But I think the option is certainly on their minds, considering at the start of the season there was no mention of Kloss even having a go in any session, and now he's suddenly having a go. A bit like how Senna last year at Lotus, there was no mention of him even getting a chance. It was mentioned that he might get a chance in some Fridays, and then he got the chance in Budapest, and then he suddenly replaced Heifeld. So it might happen. I'm not going to be very surprised if he does, to be honest. Not in the slightest. Question 2. Caterham, Marussia and HRT to score points in F1. Do you think this is possible to put in this season? For HRT, definitely no, unless they resorted to crashing everyone off the track, or doing the go slow in front of everyone, which would be a feat in itself. HRT, no. Marussia, if they had the KERS unit, if Marussia ran KERS, they could do it, I think, or at least well, maybe not get a point, but certainly they could get a little bit closer. And Caterham stand the best chance of getting a point. So I think that it will happen, but I think it will happen for Caterham, but it will only be a single point. That would be it. As for HRT, it won't happen at all this year, unless Red Bull get disqualified for technical infringements. HRT are going to be propping up the table this year. And Marussia won't. I don't think Marussia will score a point. If they ran a KERS unit, they would be closer, and HRT would just probably set on fire if they ran a KERS unit, probably. Question 3. It was reported on the 6th of August that the first layer of pavement and the final layer of the base course has been laid at the Circuit of the Americas. Do you think that the circuit and its facilities will be ready in time to host the Grand Prix in just 3 months' time? It sounds further ahead than what Korea was when that was about to come on the calendar. I think it'll happen because, well, America's got the resources to get it done, and Austin's quite a big place to get it all done. I think their main worry is just ticket sales at the moment, or unless someone pulls the financial plug. But I think it will be ready. It might be in a similar, but the only problem with it, whilst it might be ready, it might be a bit like Korea, where the asphalt hasn't had enough time to sort of set, if that makes any sort of sense. But it sounds pretty much there. The only problem that might not be there is the infrastructure to manage traffic, etc. for Austin. Because the last event this year that Austin will have had a major influx of people for would have been the Rooster Teeth convention, RTX. So, but RTX was only about 4,000 people. Formula 1 we're talking tens of thousands extra for any drivers, etc. So I think the track will be ready. I just don't think the infrastructure to cope with a race there will be. And the bonus question, With Spa, Monza, Singapore, Suzuka, Korea, and Abu Dhabi, Austin, Brazil left to be raced on. Which are you looking forward to most? I've got quite a few. There's quite a few there I like. I really like Spa and Monza. I'm not a Ferrari fan, but there's something about Monza with the Ferrari fans that just makes it special. Suzuka's not bad. It's nice to go back to it again. It's nice to go back to an old school track, nice and narrow, going back to gravel runoffs, etc. But perhaps most of all of those, it's Brazil. I don't know why I like the Brazil track so much. I just really like it. Even on the on an F1 game, I used to have, me and my housemate used to play on. Well, we did have a full steering wheel set up and seat, etc. But I just like that track so much, even just to drive it in a virtual game. Game is virtual, but you know what I mean. Even just to drive it in a game, I really liked it, and I just really like the way the track goes as well. But basically everything down. I'm also interested to see how Austin will go, because unlike a lot of these new tracks, it's not fallen into this. If I remember the layout correctly, it's not fallen into this trend of just being flat. Whilst the elevations are artificial, like in Brazil or Spa or Suzuka to a point. Suzuka, I think. Suzuka, yeah. But it's got some undulations and changes in elevation, which would be interesting to see. I believe that it's actually uphill off the start line, which I think is unusual. But we'll have to wait and see. But as a whole, all the old tracks but including Austin in that, just to see how it goes. It's in this fan formula, just some quick Storm Space stuff. I'm still looking for a voice to do the female in Where's My Liberty. Send a tweet at CWhite90999 or at StormSpaceProd. If you're interested, we'll have a talk and see whether you're up for it. Currently writing a blog on Pascal Maldonado for Netcars, which will then go up also on Pure Racing Fuel, the one I've started with Russell. Vicky at F1 Obsessive, she might be adding something, because I know she quite likes Pascal Maldonado, so we'll have to wait and see. The only thing is, if I haven't written that, it's a question of whether I'll actually be alive to see the end of it. But we'll have to wait and see. I think that's everything here. Back to another week back to the grind. Oh, how fucking fun! Back to it for a week. I've been told we're going to be told a couple of weeks ago we let go of an interview for mortgages and not a single clue as to whether we're going to go across. Now I have a fucking clue, to be honest. And the missus is also being a bit annoying as well. That was another discussion over some beer, etc. But anyway, better get cracking with other things. Anyway, see you in the next fan formula.